So today we're talking about Sabrina Carpenter, pop star, somewhat controversial figure because of her new album cover where she's portraying herself as a dog, man's best friend. So that'll be fun to do a nice little spiritual analysis of her soul. And to do that, first, we're gonna look at her psychology, the mind, the mentality of her, psychology, which will give us a good understanding of the energy, the current patterns, and the spiritual evolution she's meant to take in this incarnation. And the alchemy, which is the transformational process that'll allow her to fully embrace that spiritual evolution and reach her full potential. Okay? So, psychology. Hyper-schmexual. She is known for kind of really playing into the male gaze and leveraging her beautiful looks, smaller exterior, petite frame, blonde hair. She kind of has a Marilyn Monroe vibe going on, and I'm gonna make a video on her too, so stay tuned for that. But she definitely likes to leverage the fact that she is going to attract people with her body and, like I said, her sexuality. She really leans into it in her concerts, and it kind of causes a stir because, you have one side saying that she's owning it as a woman, that's empowering, and then you have another side saying that it's vulgar, especially because her audience is gonna be younger, as well as the fact that she might be playing in to some, certain perversions that of her looking young. So I'm not here to judge either way, but I think we can all agree that she definitely leans into the whole sexuality aspect of her pop star image. Strategic, she's really smart, really good at getting people to look at the things that she's doing through controversy or through her unique expression or the ways that she leverages certain aspects of her life, like a past relationship and then making a song about it featuring the boyfriend. Like, she's smart and she knows what she's doing and she's 3 steps ahead. Now, obviously her team, I'm sure, is helping her, and it's not just all her thinking of these things, but there's lots of people with similar teams as her or similar labels, and they don't get it done. So she has to give the okay. She has to be willing to put her image on the line and put herself in front of controversies, harm's way, right? So she's willing to do what it takes to be successful, and she's willing to put her image and persona on the line, her name brand. And it works. So she's a successful strategist, and industrious, really hardworking. You can tell she's very success driven. She really wants to be successful. She's willing to work hard. She's been in the industry for like 11 years or maybe even longer. She's been making music for a really long time and only recently got the success that we see today. I mean, that's just general the case, right? Overnight success actually was 10 years of hard work beforehand, usually at the very least. But in her case, I mean, she was even in the limelight. She had big songs years and years ago, but never really had that star power until recently. So she's willing to work hard, she's consistent, and I respect it. You gotta respect the ability to get after it consistently with effort, right? For the fun part, the meat, the main course of the astrology. So we don't know what time she was born, so disregard the houses. We don't know. Unfortunate. I know, sorry. But we do know the signs, and we do know the planetary placements in the signs and how they are relative to each other. So she has her South Node Ketu in Aquarius and North Node Rahu in Leo. Because of that, she inherently understands how to maneuver society, social networks, her peers, people in general. That's what Aquarius signifies. The South Node of the chart is where we are most karmically comfortable and experienced. So in past lives, she's understood how to fit in with society as a whole, but also get people to like her or get people to approve of what she's doing, whatever that may be. Aquarius is also an intellectual sign, so she's very intellectual. She's very aware of her faults and probably emptiness to a certain degree. She understands the flaws in herself, but also probably other people, because she's very much experienced at a soul level in Aquarius. Also Saturn, since it's a Saturn-ruled sign, Aquarius, she's going to have an over-identification with the body. The South Node is where we're going to be overly neurotic about or pathological in, because we want it to be perfect. So that's part of the reason why you can tell she's very, very conscientious, if some would say self-conscious, of the way that she's perceived physically and her image as a pop star and woman. Rahu in Leo, Leo is the male lion. It's like more of a masculine, dominant center of attention energy. She kind of plays the more submissive role in her public sphere, and that is most likely due to Rahu. She actually is making decent progress though, because she is in the limelight. She is the star, the center of attention, but there still seems to be an overemphasis on not following her creative potential, her creative individuality, and more so playing to the crowd, playing to society as a whole, and trying to fit into that network as opposed to really truly blazing her own way and building her own kingdom. And I would go to say, because she has Rahu and Leo, I would say that her team does have a lot of influence, does have a lot of say in the way that she presents herself to the world. It's not really as much self-directed as you might believe of a pop star, but I guess actually the opposite, right? Most pop stars are products of their team, and so she's no exception. Sabrina Carpenter is not an exception. She's definitely being crafted by her team, by her group, by her label. But to develop that, she has to do, again, we don't know what house, but in Taurus. So this kind of leans into the materialistic aspect. Taurus with the sun there, your identity is going to be focused on the external, because that's what Taurus represents. It's the material world. It also makes her more sensual. Taurus is a sensual sign. But you have Saturn here with the sun, and that's going to lead to a level of low self-esteem and insecurity. So when she feels like she's stepping into her masculine, more dominant male lion energy, when she feels like she's truly the center of the attention, but as a sovereign individual, not dependent or interconnected, linked to other people, there's going to be this insecurity and self-doubt, because you have Saturn starving the sun in Taurus, where the sun already doesn't like to be, because it's more externally focused. So she is very hyper externally focused. And that means with Saturn, there must have been some trauma with patriarchal figures. There's healing, there's fears. There's something that needs to be transformed when it comes to her inner masculine, her inner father, her inner authority, which is what the sun represents, her inner identity and self-esteem and confidence, which is being constricted by Saturn. It's being starved. Also, Mercury is being starved by Saturn, because Saturn starves any planet it's with in the same sign. And that means that her communication, expressing herself, even, intellect, there might be, insecurities around that. She might feel like she has less of a choice, because Mercury represents, the kind of like the experimental mind. Well, he likes to learn and evolve. He's like the inner adolescent that likes to learn new things. And so she might feel like that's restricted as well, because again, she has a label that's calling the shots and crafting her image. So even though she is strategic, the more that I look at her chart, the more I'm seeing that, yeah, she very much is a product of her team, of her label, of the people around her. And she's willing to do what it takes, anything it takes, industrious, to get that success, even if it means causing controversy or stirring the pot. If anything, I think she likes it. I think she likes the fact that she's going against the grain. So what does she need to do to transform and evolve spiritually though, right? Because she's found a lot of external success. She's gotten a lot of societal approval and from her peers, and she is able to kind of get the masses to give her what she wants, which is their attention and money and other things. Heal animus. So the animus is the part of the subconscious mind of a woman that is the masculine. So her inner masculine, her relationship with her animus, in my opinion, seems to be out of balance. We all have our own flaws. I have to still heal more of my inner anima, which is the female part of the male body, male psyche. It's a Carl Jung term. But yeah, her animus, she definitely has some insecurities. I'm not sure her relationship with her father, but I'm sure that there was lack of attention and validation from authority figures, patriarchal figures, maybe even the father, but I don't know. Who knows? but I can tell that there's healing that needs to be done there. She needs to really step into her masculine and feel comfortable being dominant, being the center of attention without having to rely on others or be connected to others. I think a woman's healing retreat would also be good. Just identifying and feeling at one with women. And I have a feeling that her inner feminine needs healing as well, but I think for her, it'd be good to go with a group. It should be more comfortable because she has that South Node Ketu in Aquarius, feeling like she's part of a tribe of women who are healing themselves, empowering themselves, and stepping into their energy would be really good for her. Finally, emotional release. There's definitely some blocks going on where she is suppressing her power, suppressing that Leo energy because of that Rahu. It needs to be developed in this incarnation because she doesn't have a lot of past life experience with it, like all people do with the Rahu area of the chart. But she also definitely, like I said, with the Saturn-Sun conjunction, there's trauma there, there's blocked energy there, and an emotional release session would be an incredible experience for her to kind of clear the pipes, clear the energetic pipes or the chakra points so she can be more embodied and less externally focused and more internally focused, really feeling how it feels to have that free energy moving through her body. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We really appreciate a like and subscribe, and also would love to hear your opinion down below in the comment section. Thank you.